Wisdom is like a baobab tree, no one individual can embrace it. A low-class man will just talk, deeds are the hallmark of a gentleman. There are no shortcuts to the top of the palm tree. Do not look where you fell, but where you slipped. The water of the river flows on without waiting for the thirsty man. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. No matter how hot your anger is, it cannot cook yams. Don't procrastinate, or you will be left in between doing something, having something, and being nothing. A chattering bird builds no nest. Those who end up accomplishing great things pay attention to little ones. There is no elephant that complains about the weight of its trunk. No elephant is burdened by the weight of its tusks. By the time a fool has learned the game, the players have dispersed. One who has to yet learn to walk cannot climb a ladder. When a needle falls into a well, many people will look into the well, but only a few will be ready to go down after it. It is better to be poor when one is young, rather than becoming poor at old age. Even the king of the forest, the lion, protects himself against flies. No person is born great, great people become great when others are sleeping. A roaring lion kills no game. The chicken that can dig for food will not sleep hungry. Crawling on your hands and knees has never prevented any person from walking upright. One who possesses much wisdom has it in the heart, not on the lips. One may have 2 legs, but that does not mean one can climb 2 trees at the same time. A wise man who knows the proverbs of the land reconciles difficulties. A bird does not change its feathers, because the weather is bad. One who is willing to bathe with cold water doesn't feel the cold. It is the crooked wood that can show the best sculptor. During times of peace in the country, the chief does not carry a shield. A man who pays respect to the great paves his own way for greatness. A great leader is an ordinary person with extraordinary wisdom. In the moment of crisis, the wise build bridges and foolish build dams. Take a look at these African quotes and African proverbs on wisdom and spirituality. God has created lands with lakes and bountiful rivers for man to live, and the wide deserts so that he can find his soul. A hyena does not change its spots even if it moves to a different forest. Teeth do not see poverty. Do not blame God for creating the tiger, just thank Him for not giving it wings. Knowledge without wisdom is just like water in the sand. He who knows not one thing knows another. If you pick up one end of a stick, you also pick up the other. He who's destined for power does not have to fight for it. No matter how much the world changes, cats will never lay eggs. Don't call the forest that shelters you a jungle. A flea can trouble a lion much more than a lion can trouble a flea. If you offend, then ask for a pardon, if offended forgive. Even as the archer loves the arrow that flies, so too he loves the bow that remains constant in his hands. The only time you will see a quiet snake is when it has swallowed another snake. A stranger does not skin a sheep that is paid as a fine at a chief's court. A healthy person who keeps begging for food is an insult to a generous farmer. He who burns down his house is aware why ashes cost a fortune. Anyone who urinates in a stream should be warned, because any of his relatives may drink from the water. When the roots of a majestic tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches. Rain beats the leopard's skin, but it does not wash out the spots. A doctor who invoked a storm on his people cannot prevent his own house from destruction. The day before yesterday and yesterday aren't the same as today. When the village chief himself goes around inviting people to a meeting, know there is something wrong with the system. Make some money, but don't let money make you. When I think of the others' misfortunes, I forget mine. If you are building a house and a nail breaks, do you stop building or do you change the nail? You always learn a lot more when you lose than when you win. Madness does not govern a country, discussion does. The pillar of the world is hope. It is better to walk than curse the road. If your only tool is a hammer, you will see every problem as a nail. The earth is a beehive, we all enter by the same door. If you damage the character of another, you damage your own. Where there are experts, there will be no lack of learners. If you see that a town respects a calf, then cut the grass and feed it. Between true friends, even water drunk together is sweet enough.